Please take your seats quickly, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Hi guys, and welcome to 1MinuteTennis.com. In today's session, I want to talk to you about the kick serve. The kick serve is by far the most important serve that you can have in your game. It means that you can hit the ball faster and harder under pressure, and essentially, the faster you swing, the more the ball goes in. I want to show you how to create the perfect swing path for the kick serve, how to add pronation to the kick serve, and then I want to show you a great drill that if you use will give you accuracy and consistency coupled with this perfect technique. Unless it comes to you naturally, the swing path of the kick serve can be very confusing because whereas with the flat serve, I'm essentially swinging through the line of the ball. So if I let go of the racket, then the racket would travel in the direction I want the ball to go. But the kick serve, we're swinging away from the line of the ball. We're swinging out to the right, hoping the ball will go forwards. And this can be confusing to a lot of people. And then adding to this confusion is the problem that the racket speed on the kick serve wants to be very fast, almost as fast as you can serve or as fast as you can swing. And so the freedom, the relaxation that's required to make the racket travel quickly is very difficult when it's coupled with an unnatural direction of the racket. A great way of overcoming this is to work on an ending to the serve, and if the ending of the serve results in the correct swing path, then it's much easier to focus on the ending than it is to focus on the actual swing itself. And the ending I want you to find for the perfect swing path is the waiter tray. So if you're lucky and are visiting a nice restaurant, then you get good food. And if you have a good waiter, then you get good service. And we're trying to create a great service. So we need the waiter tray ending. And what that is instead of the normal ending here, I want to end with the racket face pointing up to the sky in a fashion where I could balance a ball or a glass if I was a waiter. So this is the waiter tray finish. The best position for the left hand for this to ensure rotation of the body is that the left hand is facing the strings, not touching them, because sooner or later you'll hit yourself, but actually facing them. So the swing path looks a little bit like this. We go into the position here, around, and there's the waiter finish. And now I'm going to shadow this movement, and then I'm going to reproduce it in the serve. So I shadow through to the waiter finish, again, the waiter finish, and now with the ball. And this is a pretty good kick serve. It's going to be consistent, it's going to be solid, so if you simply want to build the stroke around this, there's nothing wrong with just using the waiter tray finish here. This will give you a very solid serve and a very good second serve. But if we can add pronation to this stroke, then we'll get much more speed and start to turn this into a weapon and a serve that you could use as a first serve to either win the point or take command of the point. Now, pronation is very simple. It's where the limbs are turned inwards. So if I move my hands like this, I have pronated hands. If I move them like that, I have supinated hands. So what we want to do now is we have the swing path where the racket is going away from the body, and we're going to try and add pronation where the racket turns even further away from the direction that we want the ball to go. The reason that pronation adds speed to the ball is that it simply adds another link to the kinetic chain. You see, if I swing without pronation, then at this stage here, I've got 1, 2, 3 pieces to the chain. If I swing with pronation, then I now have a fourth link to the chain. And kinetic chains work just like normal chains. If I had one piece of chain and tap myself with it, nothing will happen. If I have 2 links and tap myself with it, it's going to hurt a little bit more. 3 pieces, now it's going to hurt more. 4 pieces, that's going to hurt. But there's the same energy going in. Your serve is the same, with the same energy going in. If we can make the waiter tray finish, you'll have safe topspin. But if we can add pronation, then we're going to have powerful, aggressive topspin. But this is very counterintuitive because turning the racket away in this fashion is very, very unnatural. So most players don't have a kick serve, and the ones that do, only about 1% have pronation in the kick serve. But I'm going to show you a great trick focusing on your thumb that will help you bring pronation into your kick serve and turn it into a weapon. Because this is a somewhat unnatural motion, I'm going to do this in progressions. I'm going to find the correct swing path with my hand, and then with my hand and racket, and only then am I going to add the ball and make the serve. So I go into my service motion here, and first of all, just with the hand, I come to the waiter tray position. But the wrist was neutral all the way through the stroke, and there was no pronation of the arm. What I'm going to do now is make the stroke from my slot position here. I'm going to make the stroke, and as I come up to hit the ball, I'm going to turn my hand so my thumb is pointing to the fence on my right. And now I'm going to point the thumb to the right and then continue into the weighted tray position. And I don't know whether the camera can catch it, but I can feel a massive sort of judder as energy is leaving my arm as it's thrown away from the body with this extra movement. Without the pronation, without the thumb pointing to the side fence, it feels smooth and controlled. With the pronation, then all of that energy is flying out to the side. Now I'm going to add the racket without the pronation, just the weighted tray, good kick serve. And now with the thumb moving to the side and the weighted tray finish. And I don't think the camera will catch it, but I can hear the racket scything through the air when I do this. And now I'm going to try and do this with as little movement of the body as possible so we can focus entirely on the arm action. And this was a good kick serve. This had real penetration. These are pretty large courts. There's a 9-meter back run and it's slow clay. And that ball still went in and reached the back fence without bouncing. It's a good way of testing the speed and penetration of your serve, is measuring the second bounce. So when we add pronation and the weighted tray finish, then we're guaranteed to have maximum racket speed and very, very good trajectory of the ball. I want to be clearing the ball by at least 1 meter with this serve. I don't want it to be low over the net. I want to be clearing it by at least 1 meter. These movements are not easy. It's not by chance that most players do not have a kick serve. You've got flat serves, slice serves, but a true topspin serve is more difficult to achieve. But it's the most essential stroke you can have, because the difference between standing at the baseline on a big point and thinking you're going to carefully place that ball in and decelerate, or to stand at the baseline thinking this is a big point, I've got to really go for this now because the faster I swing, the more the ball will go in. It's a tremendously better situation to be in that second position. You may find, because it is a complicated motion, that you want to focus on the weighted tray ending first, because you have to get the swing path right, and then add the pronation later. Once you have the feel of the swing path, the way to finish, and the feeling of pronating the arm by pushing the thumb to the right-hand side of the court, then now we need to consolidate that. And this is a great drill for consolidating and emphasizing the real kick of your kick serve. So I've now got an object. It's about 1 meter from the sideline of the ad court and from the service line. I've used something that's pretty tall that helps the video, but you can use a cone or anything. And this is now my new service position. Now, even the most generous of opponents are probably going to point out that I'm foot faulting from here, but this is going to drastically exaggerate the angle and the shape that I have to create as I try to hit the target in the ad court. When you've hit the target 5 or 6 times and are feeling comfortable, then start to work your way down the court. I've come a little further than I normally would for the interest of the video to save wasting time. I'm just past the service line now, but I'm still outside the doubles alley. And again, when you're successful 5, 6, 7 times, keep working your way down. And now I'm on the baseline, but outside the court. And again, when I've been successful several times, I'm going to now start working my way along the baseline to where we began from in the first place. And now we've worked our way all the way back to the center of the court, but because I'm practicing with the way to finish, because I'm emphasizing pronation, and because I've been practicing with these extreme angles, it's really natural now for me to complete a kick serve that kicks high and away to the opponent's left. If you go through these progressions, find the way to finish, find the pronation, and then as you go through this drill, you'll find that you get a better and better angle and your kick serve will become a vicious attacking weapon. If you like this idea and want more help with your kick serve, check out our book, The Kick Serve Solution. This concept and many others are covered in great detail with clear illustrations and very, very good explanations. Alternatively, if you want more help with your game, check out online coaching. I'm helping players all over the world. It's a unique service, it's inexpensive, and it really works. For more information, email me or check out the website. And this is not just a second serve. This is an aggressive weapon that will either set up your forehand or volley or win the point outright. Apply these techniques into your game and you'll have a better serve and play better tennis today. Thanks for watching and see you next time for more unique tennis lessons that really work.